that was Rally Sweden 2026. What a week we've enjoyed here. Some really incredibly low temperatures, some incredible conditions out in the stages, and some fabulous competition. But at the end of the day, you know what? Total domination from the Toyotas. It was a Toyota 1, 2, 3, 4. We expected more. We hoped for more from Hyundai. But I have to say, we talked to the Hyundai boss, Andrew Wheatley, at the end of the rally. He looked absolutely shattered. It was a tough weekend for Hyundai. But before we get on to that, we have to talk clearly about Toyota. Yes, they are based in Finland. Yes, it is a snowy environment up there. They get plenty of testing time. But there is no question that team is so thoroughly well prepared for this type of rally that they would have expected, well, certainly a 1, 2, 3. Elfyn Evans, the man with form in Sweden. He loves this event, doesn't he? What is that now? 3 times he's won this event? I think it is, isn't it? He won here last year. He's won again this year. He didn't put a foot wrong. Yes, Takamoto Katsuta challenged, particularly on the Friday, but Katsuta had his issues yesterday that may not have been of his making. It was frustrating for Takamoto Katsuta, but let's not take anything away from Evans. He came on the power stage within 0.1 of a second of claiming maximum points here, but I tell you what, 34 points from Rally Sweden for Elfyn Evans. He's got to be happy with that.
Well, completely without fault, obviously. I think there's always bits you can do better or feel like you can do better, and that was definitely the case for me this weekend, especially in the afternoons. I didn't feel like I was as strong as I ideally wanted to be, but still, at the end, the whole of points is good, and we can be happy with the weekend work. There's plenty of guys that are experienced here, and you know, Taka, to be fair, has also been consistently fast. He was fighting us for the win again last year, so I don't really think I'm the only one.
The team is just working at the highest level right now.
Yeah, they are. It's a credit to the guys. Obviously, they I wouldn't go quite as far as they make our job easy, but you know, it makes our job a lot easier. You know, when you have everybody pulling in the same direction.
But in second place, it was Takamoto Katsuta. This is an event that he every year very much targets for that maiden win. And on Friday, it looked good. He was leading overnight into Saturday morning. Very, very strange issues on Saturday morning. And you could tell that he wasn't comfortable in the car. He wasn't happy in the car. Something was going wrong. They seem to have, established what that was now. They didn't share it with us, sadly. But it was something that was out with, if you like, Takamoto's control. And he can take a little bit of comfort from that. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a lack in pace from Takamoto Katsuta. It was purely that technical issue. But, you know, again, much as Elfyn Evans is delighted, I'm sure, Takamoto Katsuta absolutely reaffirming his pace and potential to be a rally winner here in Sweden.
I think getting better and better. Just need to keep like this. Like I had it's Monte also, but I'm working with Oito now quite a lot, and he's basically every stage is we chatting a bit. Actually, it's working very well, and thanks to him.
Tanak, you're working with. So what do you do? You're in contact with him between stages before the rally. How does that work?
Yeah, it's something like that every day. Also, last time we called and 2 days ago. Monte also, it helps a lot. Yeah. I'm huge thanks to him.
What is the best bit of advice that Oit gave you for this weekend?
So many things. I don't know. But it's, you know, it's so easy because I have huge respect to Oit. Everybody knows he's one of the fastest guy. Everybody knows he's world champion. So easy to trust everything. And he knows the driver's feeling and what kind of risk we are taking in the car, what is happening in the car. I'm so appreciate how he helping me and supporting me in this way. Yeah, I this is why I really wanted to win, but I just need to keep pushing like Oit doing, and that's it.
Third place at the end of Rally Sweden went to Sami Pajari. If we talk about pressure, a kid on the back of his worst event ever in Monte Carlo. It was a disaster. There was no pace. There were far too many mistakes. He came here with a different attitude. He came here having been told by his team boss Jari-Matti Latvala. Go out and enjoy yourself, young man. You know you've got the talent. The speed hasn't gone anywhere. We saw the speed at the end of 25, and my goodness, he reaffirmed that speed here in Sweden. His second podium of his career, and what a run it was from Pajari. Tell me, how much pressure were you under to perform this weekend?
I guess I had some. Still didn't feel it so massively somehow. Maybe I was just quite trying to be confident, especially like after the test what I had before the event. The feeling was quite nice. So I was just trying to think that we have done all we can. I prepared as well as I can, and then it should go the way it basically goes. But of course, I was hoping for a good result, and yeah, so there was no real secret, really. So yeah, clearly Monte was really tricky, but I feel that we were now like back on where we should be, like after the last few races of last season.
Oliver Solberg, there was so much expected from this young man pre-event. Friday was a difficult day though. First on the road, those stages hadn't been swept, they hadn't been graded, and he struggled. He really did. He then struggled in the afternoon with the messy conditions created by not only our WRC field, but the historic field that went through. And do you know what? It was a learning weekend for Solberg, and not by any means a disastrous weekend.
I put a lot of expectation on myself, but I think this weekend was a good learning curve to understand how it is to be first on the road. I didn't expect it to be that difficult or that slippery, and I just think that with the mistake I did on Friday and the starting position just put me on the back foot the whole week. And I think today was okay. I did the best I could, but power stage was tricky, I have to say. I did a few small mistakes.
Just explain how you can come to Sweden, a rally you love, and the feeling can be different, as you say, it's not there. How does that happen?
Good question. First time on it's the first time with the car still, first time, and it's probably the rally where I had the least preparation if you compare to Estonia or Monte Carlo also, but first time in the car, first time being first on the road, and then it was a scrappy Friday, difficult Friday. You don't get the great feeling for the rest of the weekend. So I think it was a good learning curve, and like Orsi said after Monte Carlo, he said that's the reason why I don't go to Sweden, Now I know.
Let's look at the performance here of Hyundai. Oh, do you know what? You don't want to be too hard on Hyundai, because you know, and we all know, just how hard that team is working. But right now, in terms of performance, in terms of consistent pace, they're a very long way behind Toyota. Thierry Neuville, he is a remarkably loyal driver. He avoids criticising the team, he avoids criticising the car. But I've heard more frustration, more criticism from Neuville in this rally than I've heard, probably over the last 5 years from him. Adrian Fourmeau was a bit better. Esa-Pekka Lappi was the shining light in the Hyundai team, but they were battling and being beaten by John Armstrong. No disrespect, John, but you're in your second event in a Rally 1 car. You're fighting against rally winners, a world rally champion, and potentially a champion in the making. We should not be at this point with Hyundai. We really shouldn't. The real positive for Hyundai this weekend was the form and the real presence of Esa-Pekka Lappi and Eni Malkinen. They brought something back into this championship that we've missed. A real joy of competing, a joy of driving, a joy of being in these cars. And really no one demonstrated that more clearly than Eni. What's it like at those kind of speeds?
Amazing. With this car, just amazing.
How can you enjoy it? You've got such a job to do. So you're actually doing your job, you're reading the base notes, and you're enjoying it.
Yes, absolutely. This was my dream since I was a child. So what else can I do than smile at the end of the stage?
Well, we talked a little bit there about John Armstrong. It was a remarkable event. This youngster is showing... Is he a youngster? I'll call him a youngster because he's younger than me. He's showing real potential. He's showing a real mature head on really quite inexperienced shoulders. And the performance here bodes really well for the future for M Sport. Mixing it up, beating at times the Hyundais and regularly in the top 6 in terms of stage times. On top of that, the returning Martin Sesks winning stages out there this weekend. It all looks positive. It is a dynamic young lineup at M Sport this year with Sesks, with Armstrong, and Josh McAlane, who had a much better event than we saw him having in Monte Carlo. They can look forward to some decent results this year. Podiums, I think, are a real possibility. Can they sneak a win somewhere? Well, they very nearly did in Saudi Arabia at the end of last year, so that could well happen at some point. It was a strong, positive weekend for the M Sport team.
Well, actually, I wouldn't remember a rally where it was with no problems. Yeah, I think last year was exactly a year ago. Sweden was the only rally without any issues. So yeah, they keep coming. Hopefully there is some limit to them, and we will start driving normally, and everything will be as planned. But yeah, of course, apart from that, I think we can take a few positives out from this rally as well, from yesterday, Saturday, and as well few things from today, Sunday as well.
Well, WRC2, as ever, was hotly contested here in Sweden. The Finns and the Swedes love their winter events, and the pace at the front was quite remarkable, particularly on the opening day. Well, we did see a number of casualties in WRC2. Romet Jørgensen, Mika Heikkila, Kaupinen, all out. And what did that mean? It meant that, well, the battle at the front was always between these two. Even when those drivers still in the event, the battle at the front was more or less between Roppa Korhonen and his mentor, Teemu Sunninen. And you know what? Korhonen kind of controlled it. There was never more than 15, 16 seconds in it. But, try as he might, the returning Sunninen couldn't find that little bit extra to catch his pupil and get past him. Korhonen looks like the real deal these days. I'm really impressed with his attitude, his driving, and his ability to keep things neat and tidy. But it was fantastic to see Teemu Sunninen back. I think he's fairly keen on becoming a regular once again in the World Rally Championship. I wouldn't put it past him. Anything could yet happen, as we've seen this year with the returning Hayden Padden, the returning Danny Sordo, and the returning Esa-Pekka Lappi. All of these drivers know that there is potential for a return to the championship.
Only one mistake in stage number 1. We stalled the car, but after that, really clean rally and no mistakes at all. And cars and team did really good job. So good weekend.
And how much fun was it fighting with Teemu? Because I know you've been working with Teemu for the past 18 months. He's been coaching you. How much fun was that fight?
Yeah, of course, situation is quite fun. A bit same than last year in Jyväskylä when we fight with Latvala. Luckily, we did bit better job.
And we can't go without mentioning the winner of the opening round of this year's Junior Championship. Congratulations to Kalle Karlberg. Remarkably, a young Swede who had only ever done one snow rally before this one. He was impressive indeed. He sets his season up beautifully with maximum points here in Sweden. Well, we heard from Teemu Sunninen. He told us that he keeps in touch with all of the news and action from rallies when he's not competing on DirtFish. He watches all our videos. I'm absolutely sure you're delighted to have seen that our video content was more or less back to usual this weekend. Have a look on YouTube. There's plenty for you to catch up with there. If you want a little bit more, in fact, if you want a lot more, have a look at Club DirtFish on Patreon. There are plenty of videos there. Behind the scenes videos, bloopers videos. We went into the spectator zones yesterday. That one's there as well. Plenty to look at on Club DirtFish. Plenty of discussion and debate about rallying, about this rally, about the future of rallying, all taking place in the community on Club DirtFish. Listen, it's 3 weeks until Kenya. I'm hoping to see a few more of you there at Club DirtFish, and we'll have a talk about this one. We'll have a talk about Kenya. Next up, it is Rally Kenya, the Safari Rally, the legendary rally, a lot of people's favourite, certainly one of my favourites. What will we see? Will it be another dominant rally from Toyota? Let's hope not. Let's hope we see the Hyundais turning up and giving them a real run for their money. And who knows, that M Sport car's gone well in the past in Kenya. Could that spring a surprise or two? 3 weeks' time, folks, we're going to be there. We'll see you all there in 3 weeks. Before that, don't forget Club DirtFish, but we'll see you in Kenya in 3 weeks' time.